So in part 2, we'll be adding and subtracting some more polynomials and also doing this one word problem down below. So let's take a look at the first one here. It's a subtraction problem. So remember, when we subtract, you want to change it to an addition problem. So the way we're going to do that is change subtraction to addition, and then all the signs in that second polynomial will need to switch. This negative 12r to the second will become a positive. This 2p r will become positive, and this 8p will become negative. So that's the key. If it's subtraction, change it to addition. All the signs in that second polynomial will switch. And so from there, I'm just going to take the terms and write them underneath the terms I combine them with. So the 12r squared goes there, the positive 2pr, and the negative 8p, and then I can add those together. And so when I do that, if they're opposite signs like they are here, I'm going to end up subtracting. So negative 1 plus 12 makes positive 11r squared. Here they're the same sign, so I can go ahead and add those together. It makes a positive 10pr. And then here they're the same sign, so I'm going to add them together as well. It makes a negative 9p. And there is our answer. So the common mistake kids will make is, or anybody will end up making, is when we have a subtraction, that's when we change it to adding the opposite. Here it's an addition problem. You don't need to change it. It's already addition. So that's what some people will end up doing wrong, is they'll think, oh, I always need to change it to add the opposite. But that's not the case. All you have to do is just take the terms with the same variable raised to the same power and combine them. If it's addition, you don't have to change anything. You just put the terms underneath the ones that you combine them with. So the 3ab squared will go underneath the ab squared. The a, well, that needs to go underneath this a here. Notice it's a plus a, so I'm going to put the plus sign there. 7b needs to go underneath this 13b. So the numbers were a little out of order, but that's okay. You just line up the terms you can combine with, and then you write them out. So 3ab squared plus a 1ab squared makes 4ab squared. 13b plus 7b makes a 20b. And then over here we have a negative 4a plus 1a makes negative 3a. Now the only thing I'm going to do is, oftentimes we like to put things in descending order. So it goes from highest exponent to the lowest. Now typically we look at the exponents on the variable closest to a. So we have an a in here, so we have an a to the first and a to the first. But then I look to the ones, this one has more exponents because it has another variable attached to it, the b here. So that's the one I'm going to write first, 4ab squared. And then typically we put the negative 3a next. So if you do use the commutative property, commute the signs with the number. So it's a positive 20b, so I'll put 20b last. And there would be our answer. Well, let's take a look at another one. We've got a subtraction problem. Change it to addition. So let's do that. So if I see subtraction, change it to addition, all the signs in that second polynomial will switch. And the reason they switch is, think of it as like negative 1 here. And the negative 1 is right next to the parenthesis, and that means you multiply, you distribute the negative, which will switch all the signs. So when I do that, now I have a negative 3un to the third. That's got to go underneath this term here. Negative 3un to the third. And then the negative n squared, well, that goes right here, negative n squared. And then the negative 4un will go here, negative 4un. And then from there, it's just a matter of collecting like terms. And so here there's 1 plus negative 4, and 1 plus a negative 4 makes a negative 3un. Here they're both negatives, so you add them together. Negative 2n squared. So just remember that rule that we talked about way in the beginning of the year. Opposite signs like they are here, you're going to subtract. Same sign like we saw with the n squareds, you add. So negative 3un to the third power. Well, again, typically we go with the variable that's closest to a, so we have n. So if you wanted to move things around, you could go ahead and put it in descending order according to the n's. And so maybe you write it as negative 3un to the third. And then I do the n squared next, negative 2n squared, because I'm putting it in descending order according to the n's. in this case, and then I have a negative 3un. So that's descending order according to the n's. According to u's, I would put the negative 3un squared first, but then the negative 3un, and then last the negative 2n squared. So there we have it. Well, the next one, it's already addition, so no need to change anything. So all we have to do is take the terms that are alike and put them underneath each other and combine. So x to the third, a negative x squared, and a negative 4x. And then add that together. And so from there, when we add this, we've got 4x to the thirds plus 1x to the third makes 5x to the third powers. And then here, these are both negative, so they're the same sign. So you're going to end up adding, makes a negative 2x to the second power. And then here, these are opposite signs, so we subtract them, they make 0. So they cancel each other out. No need to write anything else out. And there it is. And it's already in descending order. Highest exponent to lowest exponent. Well, here's another one. This one is a problem that uses adding or subtracting, but in a real-world sense. So we're making a banner here in the shape of a triangle. We want to find out how long will the border be. Border, okay, that's this distance around. So what's the distance around called? Well, that's called perimeter. So we want to find the perimeter. And if I'm going to find the perimeter, I'm just going to add up all of the numbers. Now, when I do this, I'm going to start with that 12b minus 8, and then put another 12b minus 8. See, I'm adding up this side plus this side, and then the 9b plus 8 this time. And then you add up all those numbers. That's it. And so this is called an isosceles triangle because two sides are the same. Well, when I add this stuff up, I see that this negative 8 and the positive 8, they cancel each other out, so it leaves me with the negative 8. And then I add up these numbers. 2 plus 2 makes 4, plus 9, well, that gives me 13. So I'll put that 1 up there. I've got a b as well, so I'll bring that down. And then you add this up. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So there it is, 33b minus 8. And this is a distance. A distance, I'm always going to put the units, or area, or volume. So we don't know what the units are, so I'll just put 33b minus 8 units. So there it is. So those are typical types of problems you'll see on tonight's homework. Good luck.